Hey guys, it's Armina, your favorite curvy sewist, and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, welcome in. So today I have some amazing stuff to share with you. First of all, if you didn't know, now you know, July 7th through the 12th is Ankara Appreciation Week. And they're going to have all type of wonderful people showing their makes of Ankara and background of Ankara and all that stuff on Instagram. So be sure to check it out. I'm going to leave a link down below to the person who is hosting this wonderful Appreciation of Ankara Week event. So let me get into the details. First of all, every day is a theme. But whoa. Let me not share too much. You know what time it is. First, we got to do some housekeeping, which means it's time. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe. Please turn on your notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And like, share, and be sure to take any of the free materials that I leave for you today that will be down in the details. I will have some PDFs for you. Please check them out. It will be some tools that will make your Ankara planning week and success. So let's get started. I'm anxious to share with you my love of Ankara fabric and all the wonderful things that this week will have. Let's go. Okay guys, now that we got all that housekeeping out of the way, let's get down to the business of today. And that is Ankara Appreciation Week, which will be the 7th through the 12th, again, I mentioned. Now, let's start with the basics, right? You know I got my little notes because I want to make sure I inform you guys of information that is very important. So, first, let me share with you what is Ankara fabric, right? What is it, if you want to know? So background, just so you know, Ankara is an African wax print known for its bold and colorful patterns and cotton base. It is a cotton fabric, just so you know. There have been people who have taken the traditional styles and prints and designs of Ankara fabric and have put it on knit fabrics and, you know, just different fabrics. But generally, the original fabric is a cotton-based fabric. Culturally, the significance of Ankara fabric stems from Africa. That is where it originated from. That is where it was shared to all of the countries worldwide with. It comes from Africa, and it is a huge part of the African culture. They use it for everyday wear. They use it for ceremonies. They use it for celebrations. They use it for things in their home. They use it for things when they go out. They use it for their day-to-day clothing, objects, items. Ankara fabric is implemented throughout the culture of Africa and African culture. So also the beautiful thing is that we have been able to be so humbly blessed with this fabric in the US, and that's where I am now, and I'm sure there's other countries that love it just as much as I do. But I know for me, I love Ankara fabric. It is beautiful, it is vibrant, it is bold, it just speaks volumes from a sewist point of view. Before I even enter a room, when the door opens, if you have on something that's made from Ankara fabric, it is going to let them know that you are in the room, because it is always beautiful, it is always bright, it is always bold. Now there are more calmer, subtle prints of Ankara fabric, absolutely, but yeah, a lot of them are just known for being bright and bold abstracts, florals, animal, even images of people intertwined into it, musical instruments. It's limitless what's entwined into the patterns and the designs of Ankara fabric. So the characteristics of Ankara fabric is it's 100% cotton, slightly stiff at first, but softens over time, and it's great for structured garments. And I really mean that. Like when you buy a piece of Ankara fabric, if you want something that has like a nice bottom, or if when you sew it, it's going to have like a nice flow. Like I've had this dress that I have on for well over 10 years. I made this well over 10 years ago. And the fabric still holds a body to it. It still holds the sheen of the waxy finish that's sometimes on Ankara fabric to it as well. And it's still just as comfortable and cozy as it is the first day I made it. And again, I digress because I'm so in love with Ankara fabric. So I don't want to speak it up so much. I'm going to let you see the wonderful things that can be done with it and let it speak to you itself. So let's get on to the next thing, which we want to talk about is what things can you make with Ankara fabric? So I don't know if you're already an Ankara sewist, but if you're not, it's the same things you would make with 100% cotton, you can make with Ankara fabric. Like, it's just so limitless what you can do with it. So as we move forward into planning for our week, first of all, I want to share with you guys that I will be leaving below in the description a link so that you guys can retrieve a free PDF of all the things that we talk about today, and probably more things on there of what you can make with Ankara fabric. Also, I'll be sharing with you a pamphlet that you guys can print out, PDF ready as well. You can either print it, or if you want to use it on your tablet, if you have good notes or free notes or something like that on your tablet, you can download it and you can probably work with it on your tablet, because I will. And if I do some planning throughout the week, maybe I'll pop in and show you guys how I plan with my PDFs on my digital iPad. So you can use this to plan every day of the week for this event. Yeah, I already set it up for you. You're welcome. So let me get down to the details of telling you, first of all, what each day is about. Because before I tell you what you can make, you want to know what the focus of the days is going to be. So let's get down to the details of what each day will be about. So I know already off the top of my head that the first day, because this is one of my favorite prints when it comes to Ankara, is florals. So Monday, July 7th will be florals. What are florals? I don't know. Well, let me show you a floral. And I may not have examples of every day of what this event has in store, but I do have quite a few because I have a quite nice inventory of Ankara fabric. So this would be an example of a floral. It's a floral intertwined, and you can clearly see that it's a flower and it's a pattern. But let me show you a different floral just so you don't get discouraged if you don't have something that's like a clear flower, because the way that Ankara fabric is designed, the patterns and the prints and the way things are intertwined is so beautiful and so amazing that you may not realize, oh, well, this is floral too, because I also have this fabric. And this is also considered a floral. If you look closely at the design, you will see that that's actually a big flower with little pieces of it inside. But it's more of like a Masonic, abstract floral. But it's still considered a floral. So the first week, just so you guys know, is gonna be florals. So you wanna plan some ideas of what you can make on the first day. Okay, let's get to the second day. The second day of Ankara week is animals. Love that, love that, love that. I just recently made a skirt that has an elastic band. I have a video here. If you want to check it out, I will link stuff up here or down in the description so that you can check out that video as well, where I made a beautiful maxi skirt. And one of the things on that skirt happened to be animals, elephants. And it was actually this piece of fabric right here. And I have this fabric nearby because I'm actually getting ready to make a shirt to go with it. But as you can see, animals. So this would be something that would be considered an animal print Ankara fabric. And you can use that in multiple ways, which we will get down to talking about more of. So day 2, remember, July 7th is going to be florals. July 8th is going to be animal prints. Let's see what day 3 is going to be, which is going to be July 9th. And that is geometric and abstracts. Now, here's the thing where it gets wacky and crazy, right? We just talked about this being a floral. But this would actually go into the category of geometric and abstracts. And I can show you another example of geometrics and abstracts. Let me show you a good one. Because I have a lot of samples for you guys. Okay, here's one. Perfect. Geometrics and abstracts. Here's another perfect example. Geometric and abstracts. So you just want to make sure that you use some beautiful fabric, and you have time to order fabric. If you're not ready, I will leave a link below where you can order some beautiful Ankara fabric from Zesty African Fabrics. I will leave a link down below where you can order some fabric as well as a discount code where you can get 10% off. And like I said, you still have time to get ready because Zesty African Fabrics, depending on where you are in the United States, does ship very quickly. Their turnaround time is quick. Okay, so let's get on to the next one, which I believe would be the 10th, which would be Thursday, which is small and large scale prints. Now, that one I'm kind of like, do they have to be on the same fabric? Like, does it have to be small scale prints and large scale prints on the same fabric? Or do they mean you can use a small scale print and a large scale print? I'm not sure, but I know one way to keep yourself covered is to find a fabric that has both. So this one I would say is more a large print. And also this is a floral. I actually just got this. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my God, I love it. Anyway, I could show you fabric for days, for days, for days. Let's see if I have something that would fit into that category of the large scale and the small scale print. I'm sure I may have something to show you guys so you can get an idea, because I want you guys to have a wonderful week with this thing. I want you to have an amazing week. Let's see. This would be an example, because you see how you have some big objects, small objects, big objects, small objects. And like I said, it might be, like I said, it might mean that you can use something that has small prints on it or large prints on it. So it could be that as well. So if that's the case, you know, just be covered and have both. But this is another example of large scale and small scale. You see I have these, but as you see, they get bigger as they go down. They get larger. The flowers get bigger. So that's another way of seeing if that is what it is too. Or like I said, they may just mean that you can use something that's small and then something that's large. But the good thing is play around with it. Just make something that's great and amazing and beautiful, and I'm sure you'll be happy. Let's move on to Friday. Friday is going to be muted and bright tones. Now I got bright tones. Y'all see I got bright tones covered. I got bright tones covered. But muted, not so much. So you may have to see what's out there, what's muted. Muted would be something that's maybe down, like a down tone, not so bright, not so bubbly, not so out there, not so in your face. I have an outfit that I made. It's more of a low-key, like black and white Ankara fabric. That's not as bright, it's not as bold, it's not as out there. I don't know, maybe something like this would be considered muted? That's a good question. How about this, guys? If you know what the muted Ankara tone looks like, please leave it in the comments below, because I want to be prepared for the week as well, and you guys can help me with that. Let me know what muted tones of Ankara fabric is down in the comments, because I got bold covered. But I think I want to explore muted. That would be a nice challenge for me for the week. So make sure you leave it down in the comments, muted tones, please. Can't wait to see what you guys say. Okay, let's move on to the last and final day, which is Saturday. Bold and beautiful. That just means get your boldest, your brightest, your most beautiful Ankara prints. And that could be any of these, because I feel like all Ankara fabric is bold and beautiful. So pick a print, something that speaks to you, something that makes you feel beautiful, that makes you feel bold, that makes you feel wonderful, and create something fabulous. That's what you have to do. So now we have all the days covered. We have Monday as florals, Tuesday as animal prints, we have Wednesdays as geometric and abstract, and then we have Thursday as small and large scale prints, then we have Friday as muted and bright tones, and then we have Saturday to cap it all off as bold and beautiful. So now that we have all that, and we have all the tea about that, let's move on to what are you going to make with this fabric now. You got these days, you got to get it popping. What are you going to make? Let's talk about that now. What's the big question? What do you make, right? You have 6 days to work on Ankara Appreciation Week. So you have Monday, you have Tuesday, you have Wednesday, you have Thursday, you have Friday. So you want to pick something for every day. And you may not want to make redundant things. You may not just want to make a shirt and a skirt and a dress and a this and that, right? Clothing is what I mean. So let's think outside of the box. Or you may be kind of like, well, do I just make a dress or just make a pair of pants? You might want some more ideas for that. So let's go down a list of things that you can make with Ankara fabric this coming week so that you can start your planning now. So the first thing that you can make, of course, is the obvious, wearable items. You can make dresses. Yeah. You can make skirts. And if you want to, you can always make pants, you can make jackets, you can make vest, you can even make a suit. What you make from Ankara fabric as far as garments is limitless. You can make gowns, you can make let me see, wraps to go over your bathing suit. I mean, whatever thing you would make with cotton fabric, you can make with Ankara fabric to create yourself a garment. That's the easy one. That's the obvious one. A lot of ideas and things that people go to that I know is a lot of people make shirts from Ankara fabric. That's a one that a lot of people, of course, you know, the infamous maxi skirt. It's a huge thing out there. The high-waisted skirt, maxi skirt was all the rage for a minute. So you know that's always a good go-to. Then you could always make Ankara tops. There's a lot of people out there who make beautiful patterns that will complement your Ankara fabric perfectly. A big, huge thing that people make also is kimono jackets. That's a big one. You can make a dashiki type shirt. You can make caftans. I could go on palazzo pants. I could go on and on. Like, you can make anything that you can imagine with Ankara fabric as a wearable. You can make scarves. Yeah. Okay. Now let's get on to the next subject, because that brings me to scarves, right? I just said scarves. So the next thing that's popular that you can use Ankara fabric for is for accessories. I have made handbags with Ankara fabric. And you could also make scrunchies, you can make head wraps, you can make scarves, you can make shawls, you can make wraps. I mean, there's so many different things that you can make accessory-wise with Ankara fabric as well. You can make keychains, you can make coin purses, you can make accessories. I've made my pet a nice carrier in the past with Ankara fabric that she chewed up. Yeah, she chewed it up. I wasn't happy about that, but that's all right, because she's going to get another one and she's going to get in the new carrier. She don't make the rules around here. I do. So anyway, let's not get off track. Another thing that you can make that's a wonderful accessory with Ankara fabric is you can make things for your, like if you're going out for an event and you have a dress that may be a plain black color and you want to give it a pop of color, you can make a flower and you can put it on that dress. You can make what some people call a peplum. I made a beautiful peplum to go with my black dress, because sometimes you have a basic black dress and you want to jazz it up. Also made the bag that went with it. So you can do all of these things, and that's considered an accessory, right? Because you're adding on to what you already have. People make jewelry with Ankara. They get different, you could easily actually even make it with the actual fabric, or you can buy like a nude piece of sometimes the wooden earrings, and you can cover that with the fabric. Some people get the wire, you know how you have just the big wire hoop earrings, it's just a hoop, but then they intertwine it, they weave it around it. Or you can just use the fabric in itself to make it. Now, a cute thing that I have done in the past with, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you. I'm even going to tell you. Y'all ain't going to get this now. I'm going to show you what I have done as far as jewelry with Ankara fabric in the past. So just know you can make jewelry, you can make wallets, you can make hair scrunchies, you can make hair wraps, you can make shawls, you can make scarves, you can make keychains, you can make, you know, earrings, you can make necklaces. You can make anything you want. You can make peplum belts, peplum skirts. You can make like I said, it's limitless. And I'm going to give y'all a list. Make sure you pay attention to that list. Make sure you go through that list and challenge yourself. Make some new stuff that you haven't made already before with your Ankara fabric. A huge thing that you can make with Ankara fabric, you can make a quilt. I have these pieces that I actually bought from Just the African Fabrics that are like, they're scraps. And I got them because I use these to line pocketbooks when I make pocketbooks. I use them to accessorize to make, like I said, jewelry pieces. I can use this to make a wallet, or you can take these pieces, these beautiful pieces, complement them how you want to, cut them up into fat quarters, and you can make a quilt. It just depends on how much you have. A matter of fact, when you make something with Ankara fabric, I always say, first, let's get it straight. I never throw away fabric unless it's like little teeny chop. Can't imagine piecing together pieces, because I feel like fabric can always be made into something else, especially Ankara fabric, because these small, vibrant pieces of fabric could be made into a flower, can be made into a beautiful thing. Some people use just a piece like this, and we're going to get into our next category, and cover a piece of canvas and use it as wall art. I'm telling you, what you can do with Ankara fabric, because of the boldness, because of the brightness, because of the beauty of this fabric, is limitless. But a quilt, save your scraps, put them to the side. As you get them, cut them into quarters ahead of time and just start stacking. And when you have enough, you can make a beautiful, beautiful garment at the end. You can make a jacket at the end. You can do whatever you want. You can make a quilt for the bed, whatever. But you can use it, piece it together, and make a whole nother thing with those scraps. So don't be so quick to just be like throwing stuff in the way. So let's go on to the next category, which is home decor. Like I said, you can easily get a blank canvas. God, I wish I had one close by. But you can easily get a blank canvas. Drape this over it. Of course, you need a staple gun. And you can, let me shut up. Here I go again. I think I'm going to show y'all some of these ideas, because I'm giving y'all too much. But I'm sure it's on the list. You can easily cover a blank canvas with a piece of Ankara fabric, and you could get matching pieces or two different diverse pieces, and you got wall art for your house. You can piece fat quarters together, again, cover a canvas and make a huge picture and use it as art in your home. You can make napkins, you can make placemats, of course, cloth napkins, cloth placemats, you can make table runners, you can make curtains. I have a wonderful friend in the sewing community, his name is Will, who makes entire comforter, bedspread, beautiful, amazing sets. Like when I tell you he goes there, he is bomb. I'll leave a link to his Instagram. So if you want to look at his Instagram, baby, he makes some beautiful spreads from Ankara, and he's always making beautiful suits, like pants or jackets or he is a guru with Ankara fabric as well. So I'm going to leave some links down here below for you guys to check out some people on IG that I know of that do a lot of wonderful things with Ankara. So you can just get some ideas. Get the ideas swirling around of what you can make this week about. Like really pick out your fabrics intentionally. Like I just ordered this fabric here. Like some of these was already in my stash, but this one I just got recently along with some other pieces because I specifically want to use this for Ankara week, and I am not done. So you know, I'm not done. I got some more pieces that I need to pick up. I got some more things I need to get. I said I'm not done. But anyway, let's get back to this list. So the home decor, you could use it for pillows. You could use it for blankets. You could use it for curtains. You could use it for table runners. You could make table. And this is really nice. If you have a room and it's kind of like basic for your dining room, your living room, and you really want to give it a nice pop, make you some cloth Ankara placemats and napkins to match. Matter of fact, make you a couple of sets. And when I tell you it will make a plain room pop, baby, it will pop. So check that out as well. Make make that. You can make, sometimes people make like little baskets of like, that they just put like in the kitchen, or they put here, or they put there, that they throw stuff in. Beautiful with Ankara fabric, because a lot of people use like a woven basket and then they cover the bottom of the basket with the fabric. Beautiful, because you see the natural woven of that natural woven basket. You see that on top, and then under the bottom you see the beautiful print of the fabric. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, another fun, wonderful thing that you can make with Ankara fabric, because it is 100% cotton, is you can make bowl cozies, you can make plate cozies. You know, those beautiful things that you have in the wintertime, or even sometimes in the summertime when you're, and let me tell you something about these cozy things, right? I've been seeing them for years, and I'm like, why do you need this? Why do you need this? Why do you need this for your bowl? Why do you need this for your bowl? Why? Who came up with this idea? Until the day I took my bowl out the microwave and burnt my hand. And I was trying to grab for the pot holder, and the pot holder wasn't the big pot holder, it was the small. But if I had me a bowl cozy that I could just slide it into, and the good thing about bowl cozies are, if you use 100% Ankara, 100% cotton Ankara fabric, along with batting inside and thread that is 100% cotton, it is microwavable. But I'm scary, so I never actually put my cozies in the microwave. That's another thing that we could do together. We got so many things we can make on here together with this Ankara fabric. I think I'm just going to plan an upcoming video all around just things, and make a few things, and let's see what we can make. I'll keep you posted. You know I will. But yeah, I'm telling you, like, I just never really thought of a bowl cozy to be an asset in my life until that moment. I realized, ow, because my pot holder didn't fit all the way around the bowl. But not even that. I was like, but every time you take something out the microwave, you need to get a pot holder. Where if you had a cozy, you wouldn't need that. It would already be cozy. But like I said, I'm Scary Mary, so I never actually put mine in the microwave yet. I haven't tried it yet. I really should, because I always go out of my way to find the cotton 100% cotton fabric, to find 100% cotton thread, to find a batten that can be microwavable. I think it's wrap and tap or something like it's called, wrap or seal. I don't know. I can leave a link for that down below. You can get it from the Zon. But I always look for everything that you need so it will be perfect and foolproof, but I haven't tried it. So what I do is I usually keep them by my microwave, like on the station. I have my stuff all like on a unit. So I usually just keep them right there. So as soon as I'm ready to slide it out, I slide it right out into my cozy. And I sit down and I relax. I can eat it the whole time. I can hold it in my hand. I'm comfortable. My hands are not burning. It's wonderful. And bowl cozies, plate cozies, those type of things are wonderful gifts. Ankara gifts are wonderful. People love to receive gifts that are made from Ankara fabric. First of all, every time, and I don't know if it's just me, maybe it's just me, but just looking at the fabric and the prints and the boldness and the colors, it makes me smile. Like, it just says, hello, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Hi. Like, the prints are just happy. They make you feel good. It's a feel good fabric. So it's always nice to make gifts. You can make, I keep going on and on because every time I stop to think about something, it's something else I can think of. You can make fanny packs. You can make coin purses. You can make just the little flip ball. You can make what I have made for several family members over the years is you can make the reusable supermarket bags. Reusable supermarket bags. I'm telling you, like, the more I sit here, the more I'm going to come up with ideas. So I'm going to stop because I'm giving you a list. Let me calm down. So I think it's one more category that I wanted to discuss with you And then I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm just getting out of control with it. So the last category is creative extra items, and these are just things that you could keep, that you can think of on your own. Well, what can I do with Ankara? You go, oh, I could do that. One of those things is a belt. You may never think of making a belt from scratch, but why not? If you have Ankara fabric, you can interface it. You have the thing to make the holes. So I think they're called rivets to make the holes. Put your buckle on it. You got a belt out of Ankara fabric. Some other things is hair bonnets. That's a huge thing that a lot of people are into and love to make with Ankara is the hair bonnets. Something you wouldn't think of, but okay. I thought of it and now I'm going to do it. Another thing that you may not think of that you can make is a rest for your couch. The arm of your couch where you may have that little piece where you put something over it. Some people will make those rest in like just regular fabric, but why not use an Ankara fabric? Because the print is so beautiful, it gives a pop to any room. Then you can have the little slots inside where you can put your wallet. You could use it for this, for that. And another thing that you could use it for, that I use it for all the time, like I said, is to line your bags, to line your pocketbooks. If you're making handbags, pocketbooks, wallets, especially if you're making colors that are plain. I think it's always beautiful that you make a nice black pocketbook, and then when you open it, it's like, pow. Even when you go shopping. I remember one time I had made a beautiful bag, and it was really plain. And by the way, I'm just newly a grad girly. I just started making bags like, so I'm a new school bag girly. But yeah, that's another story. We're not gonna talk about the bag girly thing right now. But anyway, you can line something, and then when you open that bag, it's like, it's like a ray of sunshine. It's just popped out of your bag. So I mean, I say all this to say that it's just limitless things that you can make with Ankara fabric. And I really want you to think outside the box as you go into this appreciation week. Pick your ideas and your things creative, constructively, really think about it intentionally about like, what do I really want to make? What can I really do? Maybe do some different things. And that's why I'm sharing with you the list of things that you can make with Ankara along with the packet that you can use. And it's one for each day, a worksheet for each day for you to plan ahead what you want to make. And on the bottom, you can either put swatches of things that you want to use as far as fabric. You can put pictures of things that you want to use if you're going to print it out. Even if you're working on it digitally, you can put pictures of all of those things, or you can just put a picture of what you decided to make. So I'm going to share all those with you down in the description. All you have to do is click the link and you get the file for both of those things for free. Yeah. Because I want you to enjoy Ankara Fabric Week. So I think I talked you guys' heads off enough. I'm not going to talk anymore. I think that's the end of my list. Yes, it is. That's it. So with that being cool, guys, all I can say, guys, is let's wrap this up. And you know how we do that. Please be sure to share what you are going to plan for Ankara Fabric Week down in the comments. I want to know why, because I'm nosy. And, you know, I might want to steal a few ideas. You know, you guys are just so out there doing your own thing in the sewing community. And I want to know what you're doing. So share in the comments what ideas you have for Ankara Fabric, how you're going to plan, and anything that are there. Also share with me if the tools that I share with you are helpful, because I love sharing those things with you, and I'm more than welcome to share them more. And like I said, I think I'm going to pop on, if I can, sometime before Ankara Fabric Week starts, and I'll do a little brief video to show you guys how I actually digitally plan my sews. Of course, if you print it out, it's a self-explanatory PDF. You'll know how to use it. But if you're going to use some type of digital planning tool like GoodNotes or Free Notes, both which are available on iPad, then I can show you how I plan and how I will be planning my Ankara Fabric Week. So if you like this video, of course, share and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, turn your notifications so you don't miss any future videos of creativity and inspo. So until next time, guys, you know what time it is. Bye for now. But of course, I will see you later. Bye.